Hi, this is Shelly again. I'm back. As promised, with my coming videos, I will be sharing with you some tips on how to be an effective work from home based mom or mom who's working from home. All right. So you need to consider things as I mentioned. I'm not sure if I mentioned it with my first video that you have to have something at hand. Okay. So when considering for a home-based work, please take note of the following before you file for a resignation. Okay, so first is internet internet connection. Do you have a good internet connection in your area? Because not all areas here in the Philippines have good internet connection, so you really have to have that. You really have to check for that first. Options, you can either um, apply for PLDT DSL, Globe, Smart, Sun Cellular. At first, I was using broadband as I didn't have PLDT DSL yet, last 2014, I believe. So I used Sun Cellular, but broadband is not stable. The best option is PLDT DSL. Okay, no other options can beat that. I have 3.5 Mbps now. At first, I had 1 Mbps only, but I believe it's not enough, especially if you're making calls. I do outbound calls, so most accounts I have is appointment setting. So I really need to have a good internet connection and with a good speed. So 3.5 Mbps is just enough, but there are times that I have to turn off the Wi-Fi, so it can meet the requirement of my VoIP. VoIP is something like this. VoIP is the one that you use for making calls internationally. So that one is being provided by my client. So next time I will tell you how to deal with clients, but this will just be an introduction, okay? So you have to consider your internet connection. Then your quiet room. You really have to have a good quiet room or a work room. It can be your bedroom, it can be any part of the house where there's not a lot of distraction. Okay, do not use kitchen for sure. There's a lot of distraction out there. Okay, so yeah, that's the second one. Third is headset. Mine is Plantronics, and this costs me 2,000 plus, I believe. At first, I had those cheap headsets. Some cost me 400, some 1,000, but it didn't last. This one cost me 2,000, and I believe I can say it's good. Actually, it's broken as my son stepped on it, but still working. I just had to put some electrical tape on it. So better to invest in a good quality headset. Okay, and of course, you have to have computers. I have one, two, three, four computers at home. I have three laptops and I have one desktop. But of course, at first I didn't have it all. I mean, I only had one desktop and one not so good laptop. So I prefer to use my desktop. But um, when I earned, so I bought a good one. Acer, the one that I'm using right now, is Acer. So it, it's really good, especially for making calls, okay? Because it's Skype certified also. So if it's Skype certified, for sure, it will work well with some other VoIPs, okay? Another thing is, aside from internet, great, internet, room, headset, and computer. Okay, those are basic. Then, of course, your skill. It's really very important that you have a good skill, your communication skill. Okay, are you English proficient? This is, don't think of it as some discrimination, okay? Because you will be talking to people or clients whose primary language is English, unless your market is somewhere in China or somewhere in Indonesia or Malaysia, okay? Because they have that as well. But with me, most of my clients or my markets are Australia, New Zealand, Singapore, and USA, and their primary language is English. So I really have to somehow make sure that they would understand me and I can understand them. All right. So it's good to to make sure that you have a good communication skills. Okay, watching Ice Age helped me a lot. I don't know, cartoons can really teach something, especially with language. So try that. Okay, good communication skill. So those are the basics that you need to consider before resigning or before jumping into a home-based work. Because even if it's home-based, I couldn't say it's easy, you know, because you have to do things your own. You have to pay for those things that you get free from your company before, right? Your internet, your telephone, your computer, your everything. You have to pay for that. Okay? Are you ready? Are you willing to pay for it? Are you willing to spend some money for it? So that's my first tip. Next time, I will be talking to you again on how to maybe provide you some tips when it comes to making the actual call. Okay? Get passing the gatekeepers. How will you present yourself? How are you going to get clients? Okay? Now, last advice I could give you before resigning, before you sign that resignation letter that you're planning. Do you have enough experience? Okay, companies will help us a lot. It teaches us a lot. All the experiences that we had from our former companies, they will help you. Okay, that will build your resume. So even if I had some companies who are not good with for me, I can say, but still somehow I've learned a lot from them. So I'm being thankful for them because I can put them in my resume. Because when clients are looking for some agents, they would check for your experiences. Okay? How long have you been doing the job? So that's very important. Okay? If you don't have enough experience yet, go and find a company. Make sure you get hired, okay? So that you can have something to put in your resume because that would be very important. That's really very important for your future clients. Thank you so much.